What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is Jillian here and it is week 22 of my sugar-free year. I want to say that last week and for the last couple weeks, I think I've been saying that this was the week that was going to be 6 months, and upon further calculation, I've realized I've made a mistake in my math. It's actually month 5. I don't know. I wasn't the best math student, but today I feel a little silly, a little dumb. Literally was writing out the pages on this week's video and writing my notes. And I was like, 6 months. And I was like, wait a minute, like 22 weeks, that doesn't sound right to be 6 months. So I looked at my calendar. I'm like, I think I did that thing where I counted January, I don't know. Anyway, and for anyone who was watching and did know that I was wrong, shame on you for not telling me. But alas, I found out, and I'm not cheating and I'm not early. I am 5 months in as of tomorrow, which is still a big feat. It's just not as big as I thought it was going to be. Luckily for me, I didn't really plan anything exciting, and I didn't buy like a party hat like I kind of thought I might for this occasion. So, I didn't do any of that stuff to really embarrass myself. But I did want to come clean and admit to the fact that, yes, I was wrong on the math. No, it is not 6 months today or tomorrow. It is actually going to be 5 months. Still a big deal. 5 months added sugar-free. That's a big one for me, and I'm still celebrating that feat. So last week was my hangover week. I thank goodness didn't actually last a whole week. But I did, after I made my video, I definitely hung out on the couch and I ordered food and just really soaked it all up and gave myself the day to rest and recover. The rest of the week has really been a lot of work here and there and a lot of hanging out. I actually hung out a couple nights in a row and actually spent time with friends and ate out. My boyfriend and I went to see Aladdin the other night. Yeah, it was okay. So with going out and hanging out with people, I've definitely not been eating the best of things this week. I definitely have been just kind of testing the waters with things that I haven't eaten in years. My boyfriend and I split a French dip last night. Goodness gracious, I miss those. It wasn't my favorite, honestly. I think we could find better. But that au jus sauce and the roast beef or whatever they necessarily used, it was kind of really tough to it was very, I felt like I was tearing into an animal. But we got it with all the works because he doesn't not eat cheese and stuff like that, so we got everything on it because we were splitting it. And I was testing the waters, so I got it with the whatever cheese was on it. It was Gruyere, which is technically an aged cheese, so that's supposed to have less lactose, so technically it's supposed to be not so scary for me. Mixed results. Yeah, we had some of that, and again, I don't really eat so much red meat anymore, so it's you're just kind of I just want this thing, it's been forever. And I'm sure when I'm eating sugar again, I'm gonna be I want a donut. It's been forever. Who knows? Maybe I'll not, but I will. I will want a donut again. I can't wait to eat a donut. This week was full of a lot of nighttime hanging out that I've done. Jack and I went to see a big band play, and so even that alone was I'm up past my bedtime. And of course that fear of my IBS flaring up or something, I just really wanted to make sure I was taking care of my body before I went. And I really didn't drink much while I was there because with things like that, it's like, okay, $11 for a beer. I'm good. So like, and it's not even good beer. So like, I decided not to drink on that kind of night, but like even still by the end of it all, I'm like, oh, I'm like dehydrated. I need food. I think that we ended up getting like deli, like chicken fingers and fries that night and stuff like that. So it's kind of been one of those weeks of just like not great food, not eating in, not cooking at home so much. I did make my pumpkin bread this week, which I haven't made in a long time. It's actually mostly been like the banana bread for a while, but with the pumpkin, you know, you just got your can of pumpkin. You don't have to like wait for it to ripen, so that was nice. I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but I've been really wanting to try like maybe doing like a week or so of like strictly keto or like Whole30, you know, just kind of like a modified, like really zone in on some things, like especially with like going sugar free. Like I've realized it's like maybe sugar wasn't necessarily like my biggest culprit in terms of like, you know, my energy or lack thereof, or just, you know, like feeling good, my body feeling good, like stomach problems and stuff. And so lately I've been really considering like dropping the bread. It's a scary notion, dropping the carbs, you know, like the rice and the noodles and all the stuff that's like the base of your meal, you know, like the bun. What do you do without the bun? But I've been really thinking about it a lot lately, just honestly like seeing so many people on the internet these days, just like with these like lifestyle changes that they handle and they do it. You know, my one good friend, Amy, you know, she and her husband have been doing keto for a little over a year now, and like you know, they just look amazing. They're so healthy. They have all this great like energy now, and like I'm just so impressed and like inspired by them that I know that like, okay, I've already done this one major thing that I didn't think I could do, so why stop there? So, you know, I think that I could afford to do something like that for my own betterment. So I really think in the next like week or so, because I'm not ready to do it right now, I have like nothing in my house, no food. I really think that I want to try and do like a week cleanse of like a keto or like, you know, like a Whole30, just like whole foods thing where I'm not loading up on carbs. And I'm just really just being really like at peace and whole with my body, and just give it like all of the like natural things it needs and all the stuff that it doesn't need, just like, you know, 1 week off of all of that. You know, I really think it's possible, and especially with keto, I can still eat, you know, my Lily's dark chocolate bar or something. I don't necessarily have to get rid of everything, so that's nice. So yeah, I'll definitely be announcing that at some point whenever I actually start it. And hopefully, you know, obviously a week, 7 days, that's nothing. You know, the grand scheme of things, what I thought was 6 months, that's because those 5 months have gone by so fast. You know, does that make sense? I don't know. So yeah, you know, I don't think it will be that bad as long as I'm prepared and I have everything, like food here, so that when I'm like, I'm hungry, I'm not like ripping my cupboards apart for like the last couple pieces of spaghetti that I've accidentally like left up there. So definitely need to be prepared with like some meal planning and just like a couple of snacks here and there that I'm gonna be good to go with, especially like at work and stuff. So that's to come, especially because I just feel like, you know, this is the year of seeing how far I can go. Yay. So even though it's only actually been 5 months, when this whole time I've been thinking it's been 6, I really appreciate everyone who has been following along and just watching these videos and like cheering me on from behind their phones or their laptops or their television screens. Some of you who put them on your televisions, that makes me feel really nervous. But I really appreciate just any general interest in like wondering how this is all going, because it really does just help me feel at all motivated to keep doing it. Some days I'm like, who's gonna know? Like, I'm just gonna eat this. Who's gonna know? But, you know, I'm at this point where I'm just like, you know, I can't do it. I have to be true to these people who are watching this video because, you know, what else is the point? So I really appreciate it, and especially come month 6, I will be even more so just like, whoa, maybe I actually will get a party hat and really be super, super excited and actually correct on the timing. So just thanks again, and I look forward to the next 7 months of, you know, working it out and figuring it out and having a good old time. That's it this week. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you all next week. Bye.